two things. First of all, when I mentioned wearing one of those hair bows on EVTV, do you know what Abby said? With what hair?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
By the end of that clip, which Courtney here, by the way, was the one who was able to get the hair bow in the wig. But by the end of that clip, my neck, seriously, I had like a little bit of a neck ache the rest of the day.
Just a creak in your neck from how heavy that bow was.
It was, look, I know, it was ridiculous.
Heavy bow. It was a really heavy bow.
Okay, now, quite honestly, how do you walk around, much less cheer, with that much weight on your head?
It's not that heavy.
It's pretty heavy. How many of these do you have, by the way?
I don't know. I threw a lot of them away because I don't wear them unless I have to.
But the cheerleaders wear them.
Only to compete in.
Well, every time y'all compete, you wear one of these big bows?
No, we have one bow to wear to compete.
For the season?
Yes.
Okay, and then they change out bows. So which season was this, like, 14-pounder that's on my head right now?
That was from like 5 years ago.
While I have you here and terribly excited to be on camera, by the way, right?
No, I wasn't supposed to do this. This is supposed to be you.
That was sarcasm. Do you understand what sarcasm is? We know everybody watching this knows you don't want to be on here. They can tell. Yearbook is feverishly working behind us because y'all are doing what?
Finishing the yearbook.
Finishing the yearbook, looking over it, and making sure that everything is tidy.
Yep.
What cheer competitions do we have coming up, or is the season coming to an end?
We just had nationals, and then we have 2 more.
Where are the next 2?
One's in Franklin, and the next one is in Orlando.
What does this year's bow look like?
It's white, and it has sparkles on it, too.
Big sparkles like this one?
Not as many.
I don't know how you think this doesn't weigh a lot, because how much would you think this one weighs?
It's hefty.
You keep saying hefty. Give me a good guess.
Like 2 pounds.
I would say at least 2 pounds. I would say more like 3 or 4 pounds. Like, has this like seriously gotten one of the girls off balance before, where they like fall during a stunt because of the weight of the bow?
No, I think y'all are being a little dramatic.
Have you ever known me to be dramatic? This thing weighs a lot. I know I'm wearing a wig, but on top of the wig, I feel it feels like a boulder on my head.
Kind of making you have a bobblehead. A little bit.
It's very much making me have a bobblehead.
I wore that when I was like 8.
8? Seriously, put this one in your hair. Let's see what it looks like. What can you tell us about the cover for your book this year? Is that still under embargo?
What is embargo?
What's your favorite pages in the yearbook that people aren't allowed to see yet?
I think the senior babies, because I made those like 4 times. I had to keep remaking them, so it's really cute.
Miss Patberg made you remake them 4 times?
Yeah.
What other pages did Miss Patberg make you remake?
The faculty and staff.
How many times was that page remade?
I think 3.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed watching Abby on the camera. She will be joining the EVTV cast next semester. She's super, super excited about that.
It's Friday. We'll wrap up college week. The Oscars are this Sunday. Mr. Maddox fills us in on the movies being recognized this year. We have more teacher shoutouts, and finally, we'll have a live performance from Iris Mitchell. Today, Friday, March 10th. Spring break starts this afternoon, but EVTV starts now.
Let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a hoe, this ain't a foe. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees. This ain't a fluke, I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view. I had had to put in my time on the TV, it coming in soon. I couldn't leave it all up to a variant or an experience. You gotta get up and do what it do. So complicated, homie, it's you. Always gonna wait until you in the mood. I've been running, came out gunning, stopped the fronting on your word. It's what you hear, not what you heard. I'ma hate on every verb. I'ma show you what it's worth. Every day I'm on the earth till they put me in the dirt. I'ma get
Welcome to
into it
Eagle Vision
first.
for Friday, March 10th, 2023. I'm Walaisha, and today's top story highlights our final college week segment. Today, we want to take a closer look at various types of college degrees.
There are pros and cons to both the traditional college degree and online college degrees. The traditional college degree gives the students an immersed social atmosphere, complete with dorm life, college living, and amenities like world-class libraries and resources. However, all of this does come at a cost. Traditional degrees cost more time and money. Traditional degrees typically take somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 years to complete. Online degrees will not give the student the traditional experience. However, they are way cheaper. You can take the courses at your own pace and on your own time. Many students will load up on these classes, and you can potentially finish your degree in just a few years. Without the expenses of room and board, meal plans, and travel, you can save a lot of money with the online route. Here are a few of the top online schools in the country. Kaplan was founded in 1938 and provides higher education programs as well as professional training courses. American Intercontinental University is an international university accredited by the Higher Learning Commission of North Central Association, and they award associate's, bachelor's, and master degrees. Post University is based in Waterbury, Connecticut, and was established in 1890. The university offers day, evening, and online courses. The University of Phoenix Online School of Business is ranked among the best in the U.S. They offer online associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees.
The Oscars are this Sunday night. We caught up with Mr. Maddox a few days ago to see which films are up for the big awards.
Hooray for Hollywood. Sunday night is the Oscars. Okay, now the Oscars is celebrating film and the best films of the year. And of course, the best picture nominees is what most people are most interested in. And this year, because they changed the rules, there are 10, which is a whole lot.
Not 5.
A whole lot. So tell us about the Oscars, because you're big into it, obviously.
Yeah.
Hold the mic up.
Love the Oscars. It's just kind of a good culture check, see where we're at in the society, like what do we like, what's getting made, good representation of what entertainment is, because movies are kind of the highest form. I love TV shows, but movies are like another level. So it's just fun. Last year's Oscars was, if you weren't watching, you missed out, but the Oscars are just always fun. It's something my wife and I always do. We always try to watch all the Best Picture nominations, so it's just a fun thing.
Interesting, you just said you try to watch all of the Best Picture nominations, because this year there are a few strange ones. All right, so first off, All Quiet on the Western Front, which is a remake of a 1930s film. It's in German. Have you watched that movie?
It's on the to-do list. We have not watched it.
There's a couple of long shot films in here, and I haven't even gotten through all of them because they're, when I say art films, I'm talking extreme art films.
High art.
Yes. Women Talking, I believe that's a long shot. I think they got in because we extended how many
That's one of the ones that's on the kind of not watch list for me and my wife.
Right. And then The Triangle of Sadness is another movie
that one's tough.
Yes.
That one's tough. We watched it a couple weekends ago, and I left
like
it
watching
thinking,
an indie music video.
Yeah,
Right.
I left thinking, man, I could have done so much else with that too.
A lot of times that's where we come to with when it comes to Oscar nominations. But there's always some really, really good films too. Top Gun made it.
Yeah,
on the
shout
list, which
out
is
to the Academy.
A little bit shocking because normally big, huge blockbusters that make a lot of money and make a lot of Americans really happy don't make the list.
Yeah, shout out to the Academy. They don't get a lot of credit for doing stuff like that, but they did this year, and I think it was kind of undeniable. So to see that happen was pretty cool. Will it get recognized?
Do you think it'll win?
Probably not.
Right. A couple of other films, Tar.
Kind of long.
Yes, The Banshees of Inisherin. Did you watch that one?
I did watch that one. That's actually my pick for Picture of the Year. Not that it's my favorite movie. I just think that's what will win. Really good, really beautiful film set in Ireland.
That was the one that the cinematography was so good.
Amazing.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I haven't seen that one. Have you seen that
This
one?
is a lot of people's pick. This is kind of the front runner at this point for Picture of the Year. Very creative, very science fiction, very not what you would typically expect from a Best Picture. So if this does end up winning, which a lot of people think it will, it could be a big
It's going to shift the landscape.
It could be a big shift in what gets made going forward. And it's really cool, too, because it's all Asian American cast. And really cool. And a lot of people think that the lead actress, what's her name? Michelle Yeoh is a front runner too for Best Actor.
Okay, The Fabelmans, which I did, and I was really looking forward to The Fabelmans because I'm a huge Steven Spielberg fan. It left something to be desired. I got through the movie and I was like, this is not quite what I was expecting. The story focused a whole lot on his mom and family dynamic, more so than maybe his love of film, which is what I was kind of like deflated. And this was considered to be a heavy front runner maybe a month or two ago, but I haven't heard as much talk lately.
Yeah, it's kind of died down a little bit.
And the reasons that I said I didn't like the film is probably why it made the list, to be quite honest. And then Avatar, The Way of the Water, which if that one wins, I quit. Because it's just...
Not an Avatar guy?
No, and even with that being said, the first movie was better than the second movie, and everybody's essentially saying that.
For sure. And with the first movie, you had a little bit of like the nuance, like, oh, we haven't seen this before, right?
And then, of course, Elvis, which another incredible blockbuster film that I'm certainly glad made the list. I think the lead actor probably is the reason that one's on the list.
Yeah, and I think that is going to be your winner is Austin Butler. I wasn't a huge fan of this one. My biggest criticism of this was that they didn't film any of it in Memphis. Like, what are we doing? Like, the whole film basically was
It
set
all
there.
comes down to money. Yeah. It all comes down to money.
But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of this one. I thought Austin Butler was really good. I enjoyed the music, and I didn't hate it or anything. It was just a little bit too much for me. Didn't like the Tom Hanks story.
Yes, and that's the thing. It really focused on the Colonel, and it was rough. Like, that's rough. That's a rough
it's
part of the
so hard
story.
to make Tom Hanks unlikable.
Right.
And they made him like the
Very
worst.
much so. Yes. Right. All right. So Sunday night, everybody needs to be watching. It will be on the network. I'm assuming, is it NBC?
No, I think ABC. I think ABC does it.
One of the big networks. Just hit either channel 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you'll eventually
Google what channel is the Oscars.
Right, and it's normally about 7 o'clock. I think that it starts off. So be watching that. Of course, a lot of different categories don't make it on TV because of time. But on Monday morning or Sunday night, you can get on your computer and Google it, and they will list everything out for you. So be watching. It'll be fun to see what happens.
Let's go Top Gun Maverick.
You can watch that clip in its entirety on our YouTube channel. Head to hornlakehigh.com to subscribe.
This week's feature vocabulary words are glaring, hardship, and hurdle. Glaring, extremely obvious or conspicuous. Hardship, severe suffering or deprivation. Hurdle, move or cause to move at a great speed, typically in an uncontrolled manner.
Horn Lake High School, it's time for some of our family shout outs. Again, how this works is teachers or any staff member writes down a shout out for, it could be major things, minor things, whatever. They put them in the mailbox, we read them on TV. So here's some great people doing great things. The first one goes to Miss Lisa Booth. She is our tech lady. A shout out to Miss Booth for helping us solve all of our tech problems on Case 21 testing days. Thank you, Miss Booth. You are amazing. The next one is to Miss Lisa Johnson for helping the 9th and 10th grade ELA teachers and students with getting what they needed for benchmark testing. Thank you, Miss L. Johnson. To Miss T.G. Smith, thank you. Shout out to Miss Smith for helping reorganize the cafeteria after our basketball watch party. Thank you, Miss Smith. To Miss Brooks is one of our office staff ladies that takes care of all the attendance, but thank you, Miss Brooks. Shout out for being so helpful, cheerful, and kind. She is always cheerful and kind and smiling. She is always smiling. Well, that was spoiler alert. She is always smiling and eager to assist the teachers and faculty. Thank you, Miss Brooks, for all your help. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mr. Algie. Mr. Algie, he achieved 17 nominations and 6 wins at the 2023 Alley Awards. Shout out to you, Mr. Algie. He does a great job with our theater program. Shout out to the one and only Coach Eilert. Shout out to Coach Eilert for helping reorganize the cafeteria after the basketball watch party. Coach Eilert's always willing to help out, so shout out to him. Shout out to Mr. Smitherman for being our go-to guy for all things ACT. Shout out to you. And shout out to Mr. Lewis, our cameraman here today. Mr. Lewis for doing a great job leading our EVTV program. As y'all can tell, this is a great program and great show. They do a tremendous job. All these people editing, and you want to show them? We'll go ahead and show the crew. All right, see, they're hard at work. All of them hard at work, making sure this program is successful. Mr. Lewis is the leader of that. I appreciate that. Hey, remember to continue to fill out these shout outs. We'll call it out on the EVTV, and then we'll come around and deliver them. Thank you. Have a great day.
Finally, we wanted to feature a live performance from Iris Mitchell.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place could be much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you'll find there is no utter sorrow. And there are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. And if we try, you will see love is bliss we cannot feel. Fear or dread, we stop existing and start living. And then it feels that always love's enough for us growing. Make a better world, make a better world. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we once believed in would shine a shining face. And the world we were conceived in will shine again in grace. Then why do we keep strangling life with this earth crucify its soul? And though it's plain to see the word is heavenly, be God's glow. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me.
That's it for today's episode. Here at Horn Lake, we are better students, always growing and expecting more. Stay tuned for your lunch meals and athletic schedules. We'll see you here in a week. Have a fantastic spring break.
Let it be known, I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees. This ain't a fluke, I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view. I had to put in my time on the TV, it coming in soon. I couldn't leave it all up to a variant or an experience. You gotta get up and do what it do. So complicated, homie, it's you. Always gonna wait until you in the mood. I've been running, came out gunning, stopped the fronting on your word. It's what you hear, not what you heard. I'ma hang on every verb. I'ma show you what it's worth. Every day I'm on the earth till they put me in the dirt. I'ma get into it first. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze. I can't break, that's the thing about me. I won't put these goals on freeze. You cannot stop me, I mean this spinach and broccoli. Termination like I'm Rocky, lift the heavy, no spot please. Body back a beating and I get away scotch-free. And I'ma take control, unbreakable. I sense the face, the shakes is cold, the grace is more. Plus it's really the motivation, so it's thank you so. Like that's on my neck, hard work on my break. The easy road taking the left, it's on my chest. No time for regrets, faith in the Jimmy like Steph. Shooting is wet like clay, the party ain't maybe this way. I'm taking all of this left to the bank. I'ma deposit and see what it make. Shoot is shooting, so it's reap. I pay the meter, I came in with Peter like Peter on water. I'm stepping in deeper, they know that I'm coming like follow the leader. I'm taking a chance today. Standing inside of the kitchen, I turn on the heater. I'm here to turn on my brothers and sisters and cousins and mothers until my believers get into it. I can't break, that's the thing about me.